Yodiz Release board is designed to resolve Agile team problems and win the value of your efforts. It is a centralized place to keep all of your release information together, showing real-time status by simplifying, coordinating, and tracking. But how does it work? To know that, let's take a step back. As soon as the release delivery approaches, you hear the most common question: is release ready? All of a sudden, release becomes everyone's favorite topic. To track release progress, you have to deal with a lot of different situations, such as the build fails, testing not finished, the major feature is not ready, or a critical issue found at the last minute. In this video, I will introduce you to the Yodiz Release board features from starting a release, preparing a concrete list of deliverable items, prioritizing these items, scheduling their readiness, tracking the overall progress, reprioritize items of any bottleneck caught in your team, and finally, analyze the progress with a burn-down chart that you can also share a PDF file. We will start by creating a new release of a project, by giving it a name, describing its goals, and setting its target date. This will lead you to the newly created release that is empty for now. Next step is to identify the release contents and add them on a release board. You have 3 ways to plan this list. If your release items are already defined in the product backlog, then add items directly from the project backlog by staying on the same board. To do that, go to the right navigation menu, Backlog, and then click on the Add button that is located on the right side of each backlog item. To add all the contents of a sprint in a release, click on the Sprints tab at the right navigation menu. Select one or more sprints and click Associate. This one click will add all your selected sprint contents as part of your release. While release planning, if you have figured out a working item that is not defined in the product backlog yet, you can create it directly through the release board by clicking on the Add drop-down button. Once you have a complete list of items on your release board, next step is to prioritize release items without changing items' defined number and star priority of backlog. It is made pretty easy with Sorting Filter. Select the Sequence sorting option and rearrange the release items according to your release priorities. Sequence Filter will remember your item's order that you can also revisit or reuse later by selecting the same filter. After prioritizing your release items, the next step is to reassure with the team if all the estimates are realistic enough. To add or edit effort estimate, just click on Effort dropdown. These numbers represent the estimation method being used in your project. Remember that estimation methods are defined in your project settings as points or hours. Once the team has decided the release contents, prioritized them, and reconsidered estimations, the next step is to schedule your release item's due date. To visualize and set items' readiness expectations, click on the Calendar button. To set due date of an item, simply drag the item to an expected due date. This is a useful view to set target date for the user stories that are dependent on another item's readiness. After successful planning, comes tracking. To visualize your release data in predefined groups, use swim lanes. For example, if a release is associated with multiple sprints, then select Sprint Swim Lane to look at each sprint-specific progress. Another way to track your release items is by using these smart filters. For example, click on the User Stories to look at the progress of user stories of this release. If a team feels in the middle of a release that they want to add a new status and column to align board flow with their business process, click on the right navigation menu, Settings, and then Customize Cards and Panels. It will open the Board Layout Editor. This is where your board is designed. To add a status, click on the Add Status button, write the text, and choose its status category. Now, to see this status in a separate column, add a panel on your board. To do that, click on the Add New Panel button. Let's say I am adding a panel as Delivery Readiness. To rearrange the panel position, drag it to New Position. Now drag this status to the new panel, and finally, save the changes. At the board, check out this new column in the middle of the board. Now if we change the status of a new user story to this new status, it will be automatically placed in its mapped column. Fantastic! Planning and tracking is not evident until concrete numbers and charts do not show the real progress. Click on the right navigation menu and select the Analytics tab, where it shows number of days left in a release, editable release start and end date, user story status count, and issue completion rate. If you go further down, the release burn-down chart indicates the overall progress of effort completed and the cumulative flow of items progress by status. Finally, if you want to see the list of all releases summary of your project, then click on the Settings, List All Releases. Here, active releases are listed at the top and inactive are positioned at the end. That's it. If you find it interesting, give it a try by using a free trial at yodiz.com/signup. For further assistance, check out our help guides at yodiz.com/help, or feel free to contact us directly. Thanks for watching.